Hello there, love. Welcome back to Crypto's Juiciest News. Today, governors, we're going to be looking at a Bitcoin price of around absolutely the same price that we've been at since literally February. Wow, man, it's been like, friends, it's been like 6 months. It's going on to 7 months. We are at almost $59,000. We're still stuck in this channel. It'd be kind of a nightmare if we actually broke back down. I'm seeing a lot of doomish, bearish posts on crypto. Which is actually great as soon as they start appearing. By the way, I like them. I like them, friends. So if they're appearing on yours and you follow me on Twitter, it could be because I keep liking them. I actually find them. When they come out, they always appear. I like every single one. Massive turbo doom bearish ones, which I'll show you later. And it's always the same thing. Like, friends, luckily you watch my channel, right? I like and subscribe. I go through the traps that everybody does every single time. And it's so predictable. They go back, they do the fractal of the zombie virus crash, which you saw in Bitcoin land back years ago. They do the fractal of the zombie virus crash, which you can see. Let's go back to the Bitcoin price. This is the weekly chart. They go back here, they get the fractal, and they go, oh my gosh, it's going to happen again. So if you're curious, friends, a lot of you don't even know how to use it. You can go to bars pattern. You just click where you want to start and then click where you want to end. And then that's what a lot of people do. They always go through this and they'll just come back and drag it. I've seen it so often. They're like, oh, I expect this. We're going to go down and we're going to be going nowhere for the next 7 months again. Or every single time, friends, I see it over and over and over again. They're like, oh, another 9 months of going nowhere. And then up only. The beautiful part, when we are basically living on the internet like this 18 hours a day, I get to see all of them appear. And I go, okay, sweet. You're all sidelined. You guys can't possibly imagine that we are like screaming higher in 90 months because they think, don't, you have plenty of time to DCA, everything's going to be fine. And that's exactly where we want to be. Now, a lot of people are going to do their own TA stuff. Friends, remember, we are still green on that weekly super trend. We haven't pinged back down. We're battling this 21 EMA. So as long as we're green there, we remember from 2016 cycle, you've been following me. We faked it out literally 6 times, man. 6 times before finally the 7th time we busted. And that was our first fake out. Man, it felt like it was over. I don't know if we're going to get that many fake outs, by the way. Nothing's fully guaranteed here. And really, a lot of people are saying that the altcoin party hasn't started because the altcoin, Bitcoin dominance has not basically rotated down. But, you know, it's just, you're in a dangerous area here. I'm just expecting one day things to wake up. But it's been the worst altcoin cycle performance ever of all time. And primarily, it's because, friends, I made videos about this last year, many videos. Most people think their altcoin was amazing in last cycle, if it did well. But the truth is that your altcoin was just a function of whatever Ethereum did. So because Ethereum did a 50x from the bottom to the top, around there, you know, many altcoins were able to do 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 400 around that same time. All right. Now, what's Ethereum's going to be from today? So we can't even measure Ethereum from $880. We got to measure it from today. Ethereum is what, around 2,500-ish, whatever. So if it's going to go to 10 grand, you got a 4x. You're not going to be doing these wildly big numbers there. If Ethereum's doing a 4 and you do 8, you're going to be a big winner. Was a coin that did 100x last cycle a big winner? Oh yeah, it was. Okay, so the new 8x is the new 100x. I know a lot of people don't like hearing that, but I don't care if you like hearing it. I mean, like, all the numbers match up. We're just slowing down the growth rates, man. That's it. The growth rates are just slowing down. They're not slow. They're still crushing the stock market, which I'm going to show you shortly. But that's just a reality that we have to deal with. So we can deal with that. How do you deal with that? You bet more than you can afford to lose, okay? Yeah, okay, sweet. You can't bet 1 month of your salary in to retire. That's it. Because you're not going to get your 100x, most likely, in most things. They're not going to get the 100x, okay? If you're only going to get a 10, okay, if you're investing 1 month, there's literally a guy next to you. He's like, you know what? I'm putting 1 year of savings into all of crypto. Now, obviously, don't go one coin. That's what they're doing. Okay, not financial advice. A lot of people doing it. Okay, splitting between Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, on altcoins, whatever ones you believe in. Because even if they just do a 12x, man, this guy has turned, or girl, or papa squirrel, they've turned 1 year into 12 years of living. And in the next cycle, all they need to do is literally get just a freaking 2x. And now you have 24 years. And there you go. You've retired in 8 years, whereas a stock market takes you literally about 30 years. Okay, so you basically shortcutted it. And hey, if you're lucky, maybe even get more than your 12x or 16x. Maybe you get the full 20 banger from here, depending on the coin, okay? Friends, also big news. I have made the unfortunate decision. The brown shoe emoji has been demoted below the dog poop emoji. So I thought about it, and I thought, yeah, nah, Ethereum, I'm not going to give you a pass just because Vitalik and everything. I don't know, just like seeing a couple of things lately. I've made a video just letting you all know. I've begged Vitalik to go on a break from his missus for about 18 months. Hopefully he does. We'll see. But as you see here, ETH BTC, friends, it is back at brown shoe levels. It's actually 0.044. Now, the reason why altcoins, friends, remember I explained to you, the reason why altcoins suck is because Ethereum sucks. And Ethereum is now in its third cycle. Last cycle, it was cycle number 2. Cycle number 2 stuff is great. It's great. It's not perfect. It's not the best, but it's great, okay? And now that Ethereum is in its third cycle curse, I mean, if you go back and check it in time, friends, look when ETH BTC actually rocketed. This was literally the final, friends, final 30 days of crypto. The final 30 days. Man, that's shocking, right? But it would actually start moving up. This is the Bitcoin halvening. It actually went up, comes back down, goes up, grinds up, and then this is literally, can you believe it? This is literally the last 30 freaking days. Well, I mean, here we are right now. Look at the Bitcoin halvening. We didn't even go up. We went down. So I'm expecting, right, look at this, right? On after Bitcoin halvening, we round tripped. I think we're going to do the same thing. We're going to actually come back and round trip, maybe go up higher, come back down, and the final 30 days, whenever it is, like, woohoo! But then that's basically it. And that's what you get for being a third cycle curse. Ethereum's layer 2 stuff, yeah, it's great for decentralization. What about the bag pump? So they don't really care, friends, about the bag pump because they're already in. All the Ethereum guys are already in, bro. They literally went all in at $100, $200 last cycle because they truly believed in it. And a lot of them think like, you know, look, they added so much value to the crypto industry and they have, and they continue to do it. It's just that, look, man, I know the truth. And the truth is you were the lucky unicorn winner. There were people who believe in other principles. Okay, there are literally people, they believe in every coin, man. People believe. But you're the chosen ones. You get to retire. And you're decentralization maxi. Yeah, well, that stuff is slowing down now. And everybody else is basically like labeled, a gambler or an idiot or whatever. I'm thinking, bro, if I put Ethereum, if Ethereum is still at $140 and you guys are doing your decentralization maxi stuff, no one's going to hear about it. No one's going to care about them. You wouldn't care. It's just that they had product market fit for the technology because it was 10x better than Bitcoin at the time. Now it's not though. Now there's all these other competition, right? You have to be 10x better than Ethereum, but if they're focusing on decentralization, it's not as hard to be better and better in the tech. So where's it ultimately going to lead from here? Probably Ethereum continues to be slow. But everything outperforming Ethereum is all going to be the leverage on ETH, the slingshot leverage. You got Pulse Chain, Chainlink, everything else which could be considered leverage on it. I think it's going to be very, very rewarding for everyone. But it's not going to be last cycle rewarding, that's for sure. I want to throw some politics news your way, friends. US elections. Donald Trump said if elected, he's going to appoint Cantor Fitzgerald CEO Howard Lutnick, who has been the custodian of Tether since 2021. Lutnick is a big believer of crypto. So that's actually pretty cool. You're seeing pro-crypto people here. Now, of course, friends, you can get backstabbed, okay? You can get backstabbed. That's why Pikachu has the cool shades on because he's not phased at all. We can get backstabbed. This is politics. We're not stupid at all. We completely get it, okay? But yeah, politicians are just going to vote for whatever they care about, friends. I know there's like, Saul Kamala Harris wants to give you like $6,000 for having a baby and all these other stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, it's always these bribe things that come out here and there, but nothing's going to change, friends. They have to print money. They have to print money. It's just that one of these guys is explicitly saying, I like crypto. The other one's explicitly not saying they don't like it, but they're just like not catering to it. But they're going to print money anyway. Crypto started as hated by the government and it went up anyway, right? So whether you guys decide to like it now or decide not to, doesn't really matter. Okay, the world's going to move on without you. Interesting, friends. The liquidity index right here, the global liquidity index, which you can see, is still rising up. And I saw some posts here. I was going to make a post. They have about $700 billion in there now. And by the way, friends, this liquidity index, just to let you know, friends, global liquidity, friends, it's literally QE money printer. Okay, they have money printer. They put the money into account. They call this, all this worry. They just don't use like inflated money supply and stuff. They change the term. They call it liquidity. right? It all means the same thing. It's all comes straight from the money printer. It's like, friends, it's like when drug dealers change their code names for whatever they're pushing. Okay, they change their name for anything, right? So it's the same thing. That's because they just don't want you to know what's going on here. The most important part is a pump, which we're waiting for. All right, everyone wants to know, friends, how high we're going to go up. I was going to make a full video on this, and I might, but just to let you know, the 200 weekly moving average. So this is Bitcoin right here, okay? This is basically the 4-year average line. See that yellow line, right? The red line, friends, was my estimate from literally a year ago, okay? That was my estimate. You can see we are above my estimate. Now, why is that important? It's because in each cycle, the amount Bitcoin peaks above its average, which is otherwise known as euphoria, okay, the amount Bitcoin is able to deviate from that average price, it's dropping over time, right? So the higher this average goes, the bigger our price target that we for Bitcoin ultimately, okay? Now, you remember, if you want to do this yourself, you can put on a 200-week moving average. You literally go to this top candle, right? This top candle, you go down here, and then you measure, okay, you went up like 20 to 30x above it. Huge. All right, what did you do here? See, it's growing, it's slowing down here. You can go down here. What was your average price? This is a 12x. Okay, so you're dropping down. I haven't written it here, right? I haven't written it below. And then you even go down again. How much did you go above here, right? This was the biggest deviation here. So you go up, you go, okay, how much were you? This is like a 5.5x. So if you were to map it out, like today, if Bitcoin basically, what's this basically saying? If Bitcoin literally rises up to right here, 2.5x, 98K, danger. That's what it pretty much means. Now, how much risk do you want to take? Because if it keeps going up from here, okay, what if it goes to 120, 130? You're still in dangerous risk territory. It's up here. So it would be nice if this moving average, if say the later we take to peak. So the best case, friends, would literally be that this moving average, see how this moving average like accelerates? Yeah. It would be great if this moving average has accelerated to like 60K by, let's say, the end of next year. And then you do a 150% on top of it, and that gets you 150K Bitcoin. Okay. But you can see it's all within the box. No matter how you spin it though, I mean, like, oh, is it 100 or 150 or 200? I mean, the growth rate is just trash. You're buying it at 60. So you get, okay, from anywhere from like a 0.8x gain up to maybe a 3x. You see, everybody coming in here, like, friends, they're coming in here with literally $4,000. They're not going to come, no one's coming in here now. They're coming as non-believers, and I've got it written it down here. The non-believers are not coming in with the like actual real intent to hodl this Bitcoin for 15 years. Absolutely not. So it all comes down to the growth rates. But first, friends, check out this original Pokemon picture. This is lovely, isn't it? Isn't it lovely? Now, really important to understand the growth rates. I made videos on this, plenty of videos, friends. Like, subscribe. Okay. For the past 5 years, stonks have grown 10% per year. That's any period. Take any 10-year period, stocks grow. By the way, I'm being very conservative to them. The real number's about 7, but it grows. Let's just say 10 because you get dividend yields and all this other junk, right? 7 to 10. Altcoins grew 55% per year. Bitcoin grew 44% per year. That's compounding, by the way. That's compounding, okay? So you think about that. You have stonks at 10. You have Bitcoin at 44. And then you have altcoins at 55. That's the past 5 years. Now, what you want to do is you're trying to estimate the next 5 years. And the number of Bitcoin and altcoins is obviously dropping down. Okay, they used to be hundreds of % per year, but now they're getting slower and slower. Okay, but they're still great. They're still way more amazing than the alternative, right? Now, what I did was, in this example, if altcoins grow at 35% for the next 5 years, and then you change it to 15% in the 5 years after that, which is very conservative. Very conservative, by the way, very realistic. So instead of 55, that's unrealistic. Okay, next 5-year period sucks. It's 35. And the next 5-year period after that sucks even more. It's 15. You still have, at the end of 10 years, so between now and by 2034, altcoins have given you 18x from today's investment. A whopping 18x. Now, of course, a lot of people saying, scoffing, wait, 18x isn't that much. No. You got to think about the long-term person gets to retire in 10 years. Now, if you do those same numbers in stocks, you don't get 18. You only get a 2. You see? So literally 2.5 best case. Right? And you could always make the case that stocks have already gone up heaps in the past 10 years. They're not going to do the same thing again. They might only give you way less. So if you want to retire in stocks, friends, you literally need 30 years. You do need 30 years because you get a 2.5 and then a 2.5 and a 2.5, and you have to DCA the whole 30 years. That's 401k and all this other stuff, right? You have superannuation in Australia. You see that? 30s, but you start when you're 18 to 21 and yeah. But crypto, you can shortcut it. All right. Now you have extreme volatility. There's a lot of risks, but you can shortcut it if it works out. Basically, anyone who invests 1 year of living expenses into crypto can retire in 10 years, right? That power. Whoa. Okay. And you might say, hey, which coin? Well, we don't know which coin. When I do this is the whole altcoins index, removing stable coins. Okay. So unfortunately, we don't actually have an index to buy. We don't have one. You can buy manually by just equal weighting a lot of the top 100, but then you look at the coins in the top 100, you're like, there's a lot of stuff I don't want to own here. Like, I'm just going to show you that there's some absolute trash, friends, some absolute garbage trash that you don't want to touch in the top 100. Okay, now I don't want to anti-curse them or anything, but if you go down, you're like, well, some coins, okay, Bitcoin Cash, But by the way, a lot of these things, friends, when we're going to a bull market, these things can go up. But you're just thinking about these at long term. This is a debt token. Like, do you really want Polkadot? Maybe just get Chainlink and await that instead. Do you want Litecoin, for example? Do you want NEAR? You can buy, if you want to take leverage on something, on leverage on Ethereum, why don't you get Pulse Chain, right? It's like 8 times cheaper than it. So you see, you can play around with these. Do you want your Craptos? Do you want Stellar? Do you really want Ethereum Classic? These things are going to go up, but like, how much are they going to go up, right? Do you want PUI? Do you want Mantle, High FDV, Grift, and all these other ones? Do you want Arbitrum? So that's why you start to go through these coins and you're thinking, oh, I could remove a lot. But if you bought the whole index, even with all the junk, you still get 18x in 10 years. It's pretty much a retirement because by the way, that's one clip. You invest 1 year worth today, crypto gives you 18x in 10 years. You got to hodl though. You got to hodl. Hold to 2034, and then you just live off the yield. You're basically making whatever you have this year, so your whole yield, right? Because 5% of that is around, you're getting like 0.9 years worth of income. So it's a good approximation. But like I said, those risks, right? How are you going to buy which coins? You don't know, right? There's always Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin will take you longer, of course. Its growth rate is slower. And then you have the ETF and stuff in them. And it still crushes the stock market. That's the most important part. So we're in the right place. You are in the right place, yeah? Remember, stocks and houses, they're like, what, that 5 to 10%. And same as gold, 5 to 10%. But then you're looking at altcoins, 55%. Crushing them, okay? That's the difference, friends. If you buy stocks, gold, or houses, you double your money in 10 years, 2x. And people call that a win. Okay, in altcoins, you have 18x. 18x. That's pretty much guaranteed, by the way. I did lower rates. All right, lower rates. If you did 50% per year, you get 80x. 80. But we're not growing at 50% per year. We're probably going to slow down over time in the next 10 years. And there are some pitfalls to avoid, friends. I've got to play some actual extended pump music for these pitfalls. Look at these VC coins. $2 billion per month of tokens. $2 billion, friends. All these tokens. Look at this. That's Wormhole, more like Butthole, Avalanche, melting away in the snow, WorldCoin, which is basically jizz in your eyeball, Soylana, which is obviously Soylana. Others, 1.15 billion. That's crazy, man. That's $2 billion of unlocked tokens. So it's like, what do you mean unlock? Yeah, they're just given to themselves. They own the project. Hey, I'm unlocking money for myself. So, and friends, do you generally think in your heart, do you honestly think it's a coincidence that these unlocks have been getting bigger and bigger as we approach the post-Bitcoin halving bull run? It's all perfectly timed, man. It's all timed. It's all planned. I know this because I was reporting on them. I was calling them scam 3 years ago, And I don't care if they're watching, bro. Yeah, you guys are scum. All right? You guys are perfectly timing all your unlocks. And by the way, I'll do the same thing. I'm just telling you, but you didn't give us the tokens. You didn't give us the tokens. Okay? Yeah, they're doing the same. They've timed everything. Hey, let's release it after the Bitcoin halving for the next 12 months. A lot of the bulk of the distribution for a lot of these coins, not all of them. Because they know, man, they have to be distributing over time. They have to start distributing a year before around the Bitcoin halving. Because they know. What does that mean, man? It means, think about this. It means they're not even here for the tech. They're now timing the cycle so that they can dump for a higher price. Now, here's the thing. You might say to me, hey, that's what everybody would do, right? Try to get their best price. Yeah. But these guys aren't talking about buying low, selling high. All these tech guys, they're not talking about that. They're talking about layer 2 governance, decentralization, and voting, and DAOs, and this technology stuff. That's what they're talking about. They're not talking about, by the way, we're going to dump on you in this bull because we don't know if we're going to survive the bear. I'm here to teach you that. Don't forget, friends, this is real money that has to come in. And I've mentioned here, don't let them mog you. Okay, it's $2 billion every month. Bang, bang, bang. Where's retail going to get this $2 billion to buy that junk, by the way? That's why they have to list on Binance. Some say Binance. That's why they have to try get listed on Coinbase. All these customers, unfortunate people, they don't know, they haven't watched my Ultimate Bull Market Strategy Guide. Literally, the first point, go on chain. That's literally Ultimate Bull Market Strategy Guide, the first point. You want edge, go on chain. Okay, all this other centralized exchange stuff, that's where they all go, man. That's where they all go like blast in the ass here. And zero crap, zero technology, molestia. Yeah, man, so they give themselves all the tokens. Friend, this is why, see, these things exist. Meme coins were made as a response to this. See, these guys are unlocking. Meme coins actually give people a chance, right? Now, pump.fun, remember, is not meme coins. Pump.fun is trading 15-second teardrop tattoo, 15-second attention span, basically no loyalty, just type of trash trading. One guy's got a pizza slice in his pocket, the other guy's got a paddle pop stick, and they're just basically trying to rob each other for it. That's what pump.fun is. The pump fund devs made $85 million off it, so that's not meme coin chain. They're just putting a JPEG and stuff out here. They're not building communities because that's how you make crypto grow, right? You have to recruit people in the community for things to get bigger, but these people are just swapping between them every minute. Now, as promised to you, friends, I want to show you some of the doom posts that come in here. As you can see, look, I even like it. So, Bitcoin, this is a lot of these people. So, I'm thinking we could see a scenario like this over the coming months. Now, what I do, friends, I check out this. There's a lot of likes and a lot of views, 120,000. And by the way, there are many like these. It's just I'd seen this multiple times. And I basically love seeing this stuff. They're like, yes, die, yes. A lot of these. And seeing a lot of these capitulations and all these, everyone's looking for them. So who's going to be trapped now? Who's going to be trapped if everyone's looking for it? Okay, remember, if it's no longer a trap, is it? Right? If everyone actually is aware, but it's hard because remember, markets are a moving target. So all over my feed, enormously doom bearish posts. Hopefully, it means time for up later on. Just to let you know as well, friends, Mt. Gox have been dumping the Bitcoin as I told you they would. Friends, don't believe anybody. Supply comes out, they dump. Okay, supply comes out, they dump. Don't forget it. Okay. The Mt. Gox wallet used to have 141,000 BTC. It has been going down now to only 32,000. So, of course, not everyone in there dumps. Yes, there's a lot of liquidity to absorb it and stuff over time. Good, because it's been going on for 6 weeks. That's great. And the recipients, though, yeah, they have been dumping it. The balance has been dwindling. That's the most important part. Only 32,000 left. I also saw in another post recently, the US government, friends, they have already sold or are in the process of selling the Silk Road Bitcoin, the 200,000 Bitcoin, which I think 90,000 of it belongs to Bitfinex. So I don't even know if they're going to get it back or whatever. That's crazy. Also, shout out to Toby One. It seems if you waited that long, why couldn't you wait until the bull, which is only months away? Look, Toby's right. However, there is a difference between this theoretical world of, well, wait it anyway, and then having the money land in your account, and now you actually got to look at it. Complete difference. We know that is. Okay, now it's actually liquid. Now it is liquid, friends. Like, there are some people out here, you can't put a donut in front of them. Okay, it's a liquid donut pretty much. It's literally liquidity. A donut on a plate that you can't put them in. You can't put it like right in front of them. Otherwise, like, they're just a completely different person. Okay, you got to hide it away. Once it's there and they know they can get it, okay, it's different. Whereas if it was like, you know, maybe buried in like one of the fridges, I don't know, like, you know, in the basement somewhere, all right, different story. I can't see it, but now it's just right there. So that's what happens. And then what people end up doing is they give it a bit of time usually, and then they start rotating into other stuff because they realize, oh, Bitcoin, what are you guys doing? And then, yeah, that's pretty much how it plays out. Just some guy. Shout out to Aaron, who's making some sick videos. Most of these people are probably set for life selling at these prices. It sucks they're dumping, but they had to wait a long time. Yeah, it could be because, man, even like friends, 3 Bitcoin, you got 180 grand. It is like that. But also, a lot of people have like, you got to remember back in those days, a Bitcoin was $800 when it blew up. So even if you had 3 Bitcoin, you only got back 15%. So you got like 0.45 of it. So they only recovered literally, yeah, there was like 900,000 BTC gone. Only 150,000 was recovered or whatever it was. So do the percentage on that. Not all of it actually came back. Now, in classic fashion, friends, we're actually going to play some Pokemon music. Let's play. We do. Wearing an Ash Ketchum hat. Because get ready for the Great Depression posts. You're going to keep seeing them. All right, now, in the Great Depression, friends, gold rallied 850% against stonks. Okay, against stonks. Now, why I'm just telling you this is happening is, or this happened, it's because you're going to see it a lot, but there's different quirks. We don't live in that time anymore. I'm not saying this time is different. I'm telling you, you're actually looking at something different. Not this time is different. The time's the same, but you're actually looking at something different. Stock market back then, it's denominated in US dollars, which was on a gold standard. When the stocks went down, they could not print money. They were limited to how much was gold, how much money supply they had, which was backed by gold. Now, when stocks go down, they whip up the money printer, they dilute everybody, and they get the USD price to go up. Okay, so they pretty much tax the population. So in the Great Depression, we were on a gold standard. They didn't print money fast enough, so everything repriced lower. Gold pumped 850% against stonks. We are on a fiat system now. When the market goes down, the printer activates a different reaction function from policy makers. So this is big, right? By the way, then gold goes on to make new. This is this. Why is this going down? This is stocks rallying as I come back from this Great Depression. Okay, so we're not going to have something like that because they have weapons now, and the weapons is literally diluting everybody else. It's just to tax everybody. It's like, okay, how much does the population earn? Trillions of dollars. Okay, sweet. You know, every time they get to print an extra 1% of the money supply, it's like, hey, that is $40 billion inserted in. They basically make everything go up. That's how they only have one tool. That's the only thing they know how to use. And when the red candles come, friends, trust me, everyone's gonna basically, all the mid curvers come out because there will be red candles. But first, hopefully, euphoria. And you got to remember why you're actually holding something as other stuff moves up. Because this thing, friends, like, these VC guys, they're trying to time the bull market and dump anyway. Do you understand what that means? Do you know what that means, friends? I'm just here to tell you what that means. That means they don't even know if they're going to survive the next bear market. They don't know. They don't know. So they're like, well, we better dump now because we don't even know if we'll be around the next bear market. That's what it's coming down to. It's not like you're here for the tech, right? So you look at that yourself, you think, reverse engineer that logic. Go, wait, if you don't even know you're here for the next bear market, that means what you know he's doing doesn't even guarantee that there will be demand for your token and people to buy your stuff, which means I now have to ask a question, what am I even doing in your token, right? What are you even doing in them? Why are you even holding, friends? Shout out to my friend Somi as well for these wonderful videos. Check it out. People always say, you don't really care about these things. You just want to make money. All right, let me ask you a question. Do you really care about the Louis Vuitton brand, or do you just want to look rich? Do you really care about the Ferrari car, or do you just want to look successful? People are buying meme coins. For example, all those people came in for Doge. Do you really care about crypto, or do you just want to be in something that's like cool and new? People do both. They like how it makes them feel. Literally, meme coins are just branding. Using the internet, friends. Do you really care about using the internet to liberate mankind, or are you just looking at naked people fornicate pre-marriage all day? You see? Oh yeah. Or send banana emojis to people. It's the same thing, but our goal here is just to figure out, okay, what's actually going on behind. So it is the same thing, right? Friends, I was getting my hair cut the other day. Literally, there's news, a 14-year-old kid, okay? He works multiple jobs, and he is basically training. Basically, I don't even know if it's legal. I don't know if it's legal. Can 14-year-old kids do that? And one of my barber cutting my hair, he goes, "Hey," because I'm the crypto guy. She's like, "Hey, he's a crypto guy," and the kid just says, "Yeah, I have Dogecoin." And I'm like, "What?" I had no idea. Right? I'd seen the kid 3 times before. 3 times I got my hair cut. And I was like, "What? You're in crypto?" He knows one, friends. He's heard of Bitcoin, right? And he only wants to own more Doge. That's it. And he said to me, like, "Hey, should I put in like $50 in?" And I asked him, "How much is in your savings?" Obviously me. I said, "Yeah, you should throw half of it in." Half it in, man. Don't worry, friends. I'm not going to bankrupt this 14-year-old kid. Because like, we explained to him, right? By the way, he said, "Yeah, I told my dad to buy a Bitcoin when it was like $800. So the kid, he's like, he's like really young. I don't know how like a 6, 7, 8-year-old kid when they're like really young, all those time ago. Actually, maybe it was a couple of $1,000s, but you get it. They're really young and they're picking up on this new stuff, right? It's just like it's crazy, right? Because everybody is stuck in their old ways, unable to think of this way of the future. It's funny, just knows about Doge. That's it. Just wants Doge. All right. This is the type of stuff. It's inspiring. Like, man, this kid, he doesn't want anything to do with stocks. There's no way. You know what I mean? This is the new generation, man. 14-year-old kid coming out. They don't want to touch stonks, Johnson & Johnson, baby bum powder, right? What, your 2% gain per year? And think about what you want to do, man. Like, you ask him, "Hey, do you understand cash flow and price to earnings?" Kid doesn't care. He's like, "I want to own Doge." That's what I'm saying here. Why? Why do you want to own Doge? He must have seen something, heard something. That's it. It's just like, friends, like, I want to be an astronaut. Like, it's like telling the kid, "Hey, do you know what it takes to be an astronaut? You got to go do your high-level physics and you got to be scientists and stuff." Right? Now, whether they become an astronaut or not doesn't matter. But they want to be one. They'll buy maybe astronaut toys. They'll maybe listen to astronaut people. That's what you want. That's a demand, by the way. That's a demand. That's what that same thing in crypto. Okay? I want to be rich, so I'm going to buy this coin. Then we explain to them, "Hey, only 1 in 100 coins actually make it, etc." They don't care. They're still throwing themselves in. That is basically, we're explaining networks and attention spans, people going in and breathing out, basically in and out. And remember, fueled by global liquidity index, the money printer. But these things are happening beneath the surface. It's not kids coming in for, "Hey, what's this? How much cash flow is it generating?" and stuff out here, right? Now, maybe when the size gets big enough for these coins, they have to start thinking about it. Who else is going to buy the things? But these are things bubbling beneath the surface. I think it's now time to just remember, friends, when we were down here, okay, we were literally, this is Bitcoin, yeah? Bitcoin literally down here at the lows, okay? All right? Your friend Somi was out here tweeting like a madman. By the way, it's funny, the same stuff people say now, random people, "Go and take a break. Go take time off," right? I was spamming in the bear market because this classic video came out.
Be Bitcoin, whether it be Ethereum, whether it be Solana, anything crypto, I think. Sell. Help me here! I can't stop! I think the big.
Oh man, we literally. Oh man, it's so good. It is so good, friends. That's why I said, why did my crypto go up? Gather round, children. What you just witnessed, that was history. That was literally history. I've got that saved. I'll be posting that for life. I'll never, ever forget stuff like that happening, ever, because we've seen him appear. There's something magical about this guy. Now, friends, we're going to finish on something a bit different. It's a bit of a society thing. So what I'm noticing on Twitter, I don't know if it's because the prices aren't going up as much for crypto. A lot of these, I'm sure you've seen it, politics stuff, social things are like creeping in, and all the black and white issues, really. Not black and white skin, friends. Black and white is in one team. It's really a gray issue, but like everybody's so divided on a gray issue, right? A lot of these things come out, like children and adults and just society and all these. And like, I've never been interested in that stuff because you and I, we can't impact it. You just have your own beliefs, your own ways. And I'm always like, well, that's kind of boring. That's like the political type of people, kind of like the mums groups, or just people who are just like, like gathering around. Maybe they're like really nationalists, or they're really capitalist, and other people like socialists and communists, and like everyone's duking it out all the time. And honestly, I was about to say it's a waste of time. It is. It's great discussion, I guess, for them, but for you and me, it's a waste of time. You can't improve your life. You're spending all your energy talking to people who will not change their mind. You know, whenever people change their mind, it's always like they go through an experience. It's never, hey, I spoke to one guy and then he convinced me my whole way of thinking was wrong. It's that's like 1 in 1,000. 999 times, it's people like, hey, I thought the government should just hand out money like candy. Then I started running a business and I saw what they were doing to the freaking, cost of inputs, right? My inflation and stuff was going up. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Now I changed. So it's that same way as well. Now, this stuff has creeped up on my Twitter. It says the Berlin government is offering children a look at this, P word, pro ladies of the night picture book intended to teach them that the S trade is safe and enjoyable. Rosie Needs Money, which is written from the perspective of a little girl, is targeted at children aged 6 to 12. So friends, I don't commentate on these, I'm not a journalist, and this stuff's starting to hit me. I'm like, man, something ain't right. just like this, things are crumbling. You can tell. Things are crumbling, and that's why everyone's like, is Rome falling? It really does feel like society is accelerating off this cliff. Is the news just being fed? There is an element of that. Overall, society is getting better, friends, by the way. Violence and stuff, they are going down over time. I know it's a trend. Remember, it's a trend. We have these bursts of like, maybe they've immigrated too many people in third world countries, all these. We get it. In crypto, we often take it for granted how early we are because these people aren't in yet. Okay? That's what I want you to take out. All these issues, these people aren't in crypto. We are the mavericks. We are the rebels. We are the fringe of society. Now, with crypto, we're 2 trillion in size now, right? We're still technically there, but the next wave, we're going to get more of them. More of those people, the normies. They're going to come in. And what better contrast than to tell you Reddit and Twitter. No better contrast than that. Reddit, fully psyopsed, fully controlled, fully censorship. You can't even do anti the alphabet soup people. You can't do them, friends. I saw one of his threads. This person got hate threats. I think they were trolling. They're talking about LGBTQ or whatever, and then they made a subreddit. They said, hey, let's just do the LGB or whatever it is, and then drop the T. Okay, and they actually made a subreddit like that, and it received like so much violence from everybody, and they closed it down. You see what I mean? Like that type of stuff. The contrast that, like, whoa, man, like people spend all their day time in this stuff, and then you have like on Twitter, which is literally just unhinged, uncensored. I'm talking about UFOs and reptiles and abductions, and we're talking about crypto stuff, all these things, and moonshots and celebrity tokens and all these other crazy things. Alex Jones, all this stuff is going on here. You can just see that, friends. They both live on what we call the internet. You see, they both live on the internet. They don't talk to each other, but they're both on the internet. It's like two different chains, right? So eventually, that's what we want to be in crypto. We want to onboard the whole world in. And we're going to see, you and me go through this journey of like, the normies are coming. The normies are coming. By the way, also in the middle of them, you have Facebook. Facebook sometimes has a bit of both, but yeah, Facebook is also regulated, but it's also got a lot of boomers, old parents. Everyone's parents are on there just sharing pictures of like, just Jesus and religious stuff, or just liking like things that came on Twitter like 15 weeks ago. See, there's different pockets of the internet that people are living. Well, in crypto, we're probably going to see that same thing. There's always going to be that degen ultra casino. There's going to be other things that probably have proper use cases and things out here. These brainwashed normies, though, like we got to be honest with ourselves. Like when they're finally in, like there's still going to be great potential, but most of the bulk is gone. The bulk is gone. Here's the funny part, friends. Imagine telling people 10 years ago or 15 years ago, you will spend 8 hours of the day on the internet. Or even try to tell them to do that. They'll say, that's way too much. That's stupid. That's way too much hours. That's too costly for me. I can't spend that much time on the internet. I've like, kids to look after or things to do, go to the gym, etc., right? Now people can't live without it. Even when I'm at the gym, okay, I'm listening to YouTube videos. I'm watching all the Pulse Chain community and everything else out here. I got just a big rotation. I love it. It's great. Literally always connected to the internet, listening to stuff, connected up there. Now it's literally everywhere all the time. Okay, we can't live without it. So that's probably what we're looking at right now. Right now, everyone's like, you can't invest more than like a week of your money into crypto, right? Probably what we're going to find in the next 10 years, in the year 10, they're like, oh, do you have all your life savings in crypto or just half? That's probably what we're going to talk about. Okay, right now it's a joke to think about that. Oh, I got all my life savings in there. We know a lot of us are like turbo balls deep in, but you're considered like a full-on schizo like that. That's ultimately what we're going to. Okay, so we're not always going to be the fringe of everything out here because we know it's a better system, man. It's a better system. It's great. You know the internet's great. You know what it is. You don't have to tell everybody. Okay, yeah, unfortunately, 33% just watching naked people, right? Fornicate, premarital. But you have things like there's the Reddit people that can go one section. The Twitter people. You're on YouTube's. All these different pockets, all these other great things that we spend our time on. Well, you know, hopefully crypto makes some use cases, but besides this pump fun, this like supernova, crack smoking type of like swapping around, we actually get some great stuff. And then you and me, as friends, we're going to be participating in that upside. But you probably got a bit more than you can afford to lose. You probably do. Because just because we have more people in the future does not mean you win more in the future than now. No. That's when the liquidity is too thick to push up over then. All right. Right now it's thin. Are you taking advantage of it? I know you are. Like, subscribe, baby button, or catch you in the next one.